Hi everybody, I hope you're well. It's Sunday afternoon where I am. I thought I'd introduce you to Butch, my Wade and Butcher razor. Now I'm going to be shaving today with the Cold River Soapworks Select Shaving Soap. I'm smiling because I love the smell of this. Put that up there on the windowsill already. And I'm going to be using my High Mountain White brush today. It's a brush by Andreas Tsironis, and I'll put his Facebook link up below. So this is just an extra video that I thought I'd put out. Jamie, the gentleman that honed my razors for me, wanted to see me shave with this Wade and Butcher. You can see it is a wedge, or very, very close to it. It's got horn scales with an acrylic spacer. The pins are all very good. To be honest, it fits my hand very nicely, but I find it a little bit large and a little bit cumbersome for me, so I'm going to be putting this one up for sale. But it is a superb razor. You can see that it's not got a square tip, it's got a real point on the end, and I can feel with the pad of my finger that that is really sharp, something I need to just be aware of. Did you know, by the way, that Wade and Butcher are going into production again with some new razors? I will put the link to a website below. At the moment on the website it is wadeandbutcher.com, and at the moment on the website you only get the option to put in your email address so they can email you when they start production. I believe from reading it that they're going to be based in South Africa. It says on their site that once again Wade and Butcher will be producing fine shaving goods for discerning individuals. So it'll be very interesting to see what they produce and how good the quality is compared to these old vintage razors. Now, just going to damp my face again. I've already prepared, and I've got some Proraso white on my face, some pre-shave. This is a 24mm High Mountain White. It blooms like a silver tip, but it was described to me as having more body and more backbone, and it certainly has. If I can show you up close, you can see the briar. It's come out a dark green with a red bottom. The bottom and the sides are stained. It is a little bit dark. It's come out a little bit dark, but you can see the pattern in the briar there. I'll be honest with you, it's a little bit too big for me, I feel. The brush, not the handle. But despite that, it is certainly a very nice feeling brush, and I kind of understand now why High Mountain White are so highly regarded. It is very nice to use. Now I might have to put on quite a lot of water, because being such a big brush, it's really taken that soap into the knot. Oh, I've got a new aftershave. I've got a new aftershave today. I love it as well. I'll talk about that more later. But, oh wow, it's good. Oh, look at this. This is actually, it's tremendous. I'm going to add just a drop more water. Take that off there. Do you know, I think I can keep adding water to this. Ooh. Now, I hope I've got that quite thin, because that's what I was aiming for. There we go. I'm just going to drain a drop of water out of my sink, guys, so excuse me if there's a bit of noise. In fact, there may be a little bit of noise on camera today because it's quite windy outside, and sometimes it just catches and makes a bit of a noise. So I'm going to start just without my glasses in the big mirror. Do you know, I was looking at this razor earlier. Let me hold it up, maybe you can see there is a heck of an edge on this. Jamie's done a really, really good job with this. There we are, now I can put my glasses on. And I'll be able to see what I'm doing. This razor is 12/16 on the smaller part of the blade, going up to 13/16 up here. It is quite a big beast. It's it's got a real nice weight to it actually, for being a wedge. It's obviously a lot heavier than if it were a hollow ground razor. You know, these bits around here, I can't see exactly when the blade goes on. A lot of that is just by touch. Obviously up here I can see what I'm doing a little bit more. Do you know what? This is a fantastic shave. What a great razor. It's got a real, I know it's really sharp, but it's got a real smooth feel to it. You know, it's an odd thing, guys, that I'm very dominant in my right hand. And yet, I seem to find shaving this side of my face with my left hand, I find it a little bit easier. I found a great website. I'll put the link up. It's produced by a gentleman that lives in Israel called Alex, aka Mana. Whoa! Just got to be careful at that point. That's what you get for talking and shaving at the same time. So Alex's website is called strazers.com. Straight razors, strazers, obviously. It's a great site. It's a great site. There's loads of information there. It's a really good resource, and he restores razors and vintage knives to sell. And if ever you want razor envy, just pop onto his website and have a look at some of the beautiful razors on there. I shall pop the link in. So I've been to that site before, and there are some great information about Wade and Butcher. So I got this from there, that Wade and Butcher was started by two brothers, William and Samuel Butcher, in the 1820s. And not long after, a Robert Wade joined them. Now, Robert Wade was, and I've written this down, he was the New York-based importer of Wade and Butcher knives into the United States of America. And that was their main market, apparently, until 1891, when McKinley introduced tariffs and put a tax on imports. So if you're interested, it's just a great site to have a look around. And there's a PDF about the Wade and Butcher works, which is really interesting. Although strangely, the first page of the PDF starts off talking about the toilets at the factory. Which were built around the old chimney, the factory chimney. I just find things like that fascinating, so I'll put all the links in and you can have a look too. Apparently Wade and Butcher stopped trading in Sheffield in 1959. So it's quite an interesting little site, I must admit. Now, second pass, I appear to have gotten away with snagging myself up there. I think I was lucky. We'll see how it goes, but I was sure that I had really caught myself there. I do find with this big razor that it's quite, excuse me while I stop talking. A cut nose is one thing, but I don't want a cut throat. Now, as I was saying, I do find with this bigger razor that getting the angle right seems to be easier than with a smaller razor. Being super careful there. Apparently, the American company Durham Duplex bought out Wade and Butcher in 1921. So if you get a Durham Duplex razor from that time, from after 1921, then it will have been made effectively by Wade and Butcher, by the guys at the Wade and Butcher factory. I'm just going to pop a drop more soap on here, just down my jawline there. There we are. Let's go across there as well. You know, guys, I'm going to stop there because you might not be able to see, but sometimes my arms and my hands shake because of my condition. So I could feel that they are just starting to be a little bit shaky and unsteady. So just going to stop there. I'm nearly finished anyway, so. I've had 2 passes, and very nice they are as well. Now I'm just going to wipe the blade of this razor straight away. And I'll come back to this in a moment. Once I've finished my shave, and I will dry and clean that properly. And one thing I have learned, this is the box I keep this razor in. It's got a little bit of foam in there, a little bit of, well, I don't know what it's called actually, it's not foam, it's felty stuff. And normally I keep some of those crystals in that take the moisture out of everything. I find they're really useful to keep with my straight razors. And one thing I make sure I do, and I've learnt this the hard way, is I don't keep my straight razors in the shave den, because I shaved with one quite a little while ago, cleaned it off, and without thinking about it, popped it on my shelf there, where it sat for a few months. And I discovered it just the other week, and there's just a little bit of rust on it, on the blade. So, you know, something to be aware of. It's because of the warm, moist air that you get in the bathroom, it just started to eat into it straight away. So I've learnt my lesson there. Anyway, I'm going to sell this one for £75 plus postage. Because there's something else I want to buy. And that's the way my hobby goes at the moment. You know, I've got to get rid of one thing to buy something else in. That's just the way it is now. I'm just going to rinse my brush out. this will have a proper clean a little bit later. Now this aftershave I've got is a cheap one. It's Swedish. It's called Hega Uppsala shaving balm. It says shaving balm, but you can see it's very liquid indeed. It's excuse me, it's got potato starch in it. Sorry about this. But this one is citrus, it's citrus and cedarwood. Oh, it feels beautiful to put on. Excuse me. Don't know what's going on there. That bottle was £6. I'll put the link to the site in below. They do this one, citrus and cedarwood, but they also do a citrus and musk, £6, and it's great. It's really great. I think the postage was about £4. I can't remember exactly, but I like it because a couple of reasons. Firstly, it doesn't smell obviously of citrus, and nor does it smell obviously of cedarwood, although you can pick up both. It's just nice and fresh, and it's not super strong. It's one of those aftershaves, I think, where people have to come quite close to you to smell the scent you're wearing, but it wears in really nicely. It's very soothing. It's terrific, and obviously today I've used it. I'm looking for the lid of my soap. I've used it with a citrus soap today, which goes very well with. There we go. But I also like it because I've got this barrister and man lime, lavender and cedarwood. So obviously the citrus will go with the lime and the cedarwood will match up. So I can use it with that one, and I also think that I'll be able to use it quite nicely with my lavender flavoured shaving cream, lavender scented shaving cream. So for me it seems quite a good one. You know, I've got one bottle for £6 and it kind of goes with a lot of things that I've got, so I have to say I love it. So might be worth looking out for, and I'll pop the link in. Anyway, that's my shave. I hope you've enjoyed it. Take care of yourselves. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time around. All the very best here. Bye bye now.